Liverpool won, Spurs won. Liverpool bottled the league title. That's how I've titled it. We're going to talk about it, guys. A lot of stuff to talk about today. This game, I've already got Savage here waiting to come in as well. I'll get you in 1 second. Yeah, guys. So Spurs won, Liverpool won. It was a poor performance. If anyone watched my watch along, I'm surprised I got any subscribers left. To be fair, I was going absolutely nuts, and I was right from the minute one. Me, Spurs were the better team today because their game plan worked. Simple as that. It's all over. But let's get Savage in anyway, and I'll start getting the comments. Everyone else coming in as well. Savage is in.
What's going on, bro?
My man, you all right?
Yep.
Oh, Ali, over for me. Jamie, yeah. Pablo, you all right, my friend? It's done for me. Wow, we got to talk about some stuff today. We have got to talk about some stuff today. But I don't know if you saw my watch along at all, Savage, but from minute one of that game, I said it from straight away. We played awful. I don't care about possession stats and stuff like that. We had 90% of possession at one time, apparently, in the game, and playing 1 and 2 yard passes all over the pitch, playing so slowly. Tottenham were the better team today. Simple as that. Tottenham were the better team today because their game plan worked. Their game plan worked, and there's some players we've got to talk about. I'm going to talk about later. I might say something that might upset someone. I'm going to say something like, let's go set up people. It's going to upset people, I'm telling you, but it needs to be said. I think we hide from the truth too much sometimes as fans, and certain things have to be said. I'll wait for more people to come in because I ain't going to go mad. What was your thoughts on the game anyway, Savage?
Um, I I don't totally disagree with you, but I'm not. Everyone's a bit emotional at the moment, isn't it? But
Mm.
I'm quite I'm quite level headed with things like these, and I don't shy away from the truth at all. To be honest, I think at halftime I wasn't worried in the game that we wouldn't win it.
I was
I
right,
definitely
yes. I was bang right.
I definitely thought I definitely thought we would have won the game. I knew the first half we didn't score. Was watching it with my son, and I did say to him that I don't really like going into half time without scoring against Tottenham.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I mean, people are a bit reactionary because I've seen loads of chats and stuff of people saying about the at half time it being 0-0 and stuff, and I'm like, listen, go and watch the rest of the season, man. Loads of games, especially towards the beginning, we were 0-0 at half time, and then Klopp goes and speaks to the boys and stuff. And I said to my son, I don't know what Klopp can really say to them at half time because they've had possession of the ball most of the time. Tottenham have defended really well. Some of Tottenham's guys that don't really perform were outstanding today. Um, and yeah, we should have done more in the game. I think we were a bit yard off the pace, especially attacking. It felt like only Diaz was doing stuff,
Oh,
trying to do stuff.
he was magic today.
And yeah, I think like I don't know, the first half was we were better in the first half than the second half, but the second
Oh,
half
yeah. That display
Spurs
was.
threw everyone behind the ball, and like it's not because in hindsight I said to my son when the game was on that I know what Spurs. I'm not coming here to win the game.
No.
Even if you listen to every Spurs fan, they all said we're gonna probably lose the game, and Conte would have said we're gonna go for the draw because if it's a game you're not expected to win, taking a point going into the game against Arsenal is perfect for them because then they
Yeah.
beat Arsenal and then they win, they carry on with the rest of the season and get top four. But we did revert back to old ways towards the end of the game. For me, Henderson was the better midfielder in the first half.
Yeah, I thought he was
Um,
fantastic
and
in the
then
first
I
half.
get that they took him off to do four up top. There's a few. I don't know. I think the reactionary thing I don't like is if Klopp doesn't do something the fans want, all of a sudden it's terrible and there's a problem and stuff like that. I mean, like he's the coach for a reason. He's got us to this point for a reason. But all of a sudden, if he brings on Naby instead of bringing on Origi, it is terrible. Now,
I was
I would have
I
wanted
was
Origi to
shocked at
come on.
I was shocked at that. How
It's
Divock didn't get on
but
the pitch.
the thing is, I get that you shot at it,
Mm.
but I would have put Origi on.
Yeah.
But if you can't bring Naby on there when the reason why we brought him is because is that ball carrying midfielder who can try and weave out a pass. If you can't bring him on there and he can't do anything, then he probably shouldn't play for Liverpool. Then, if that's the case, I think the
Yeah.
boy, like in hindsight, if you just look at what the boys have done and how many games we've won in a row, and the fact that we only drew to City, at some point especially against a good team who defended the best I've seen them defend all season. Ben Davies is trash, and he had a great game. Royale's trash, and he had a great game. I rate Romero; he was dope. We hit the crossbar. There's a few little things, man, but I'm disappointed in the game. But the reaction, everything, and all of a sudden everyone's jumping in chats. Oh, yeah, the quad's over. I'm like, bro, I said this anyway. Like, what is everyone?
Spurs. It's always in City's hands anyway. The league.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I'm like, if we lost the game, fair enough, innit? Because it's like you ain't even got a point closer to City. But we needed City to drop points the whole time. And I said, and obviously I'm not no mind, I can't predict stuff. I said I think that Liverpool will draw a game and win the rest, and City will lose a game and win the rest. We're going to see what happens.
So.
But just to listen, because it's been in City's hands the whole time, if we won this game and went on and won all the other games, and the City go and win on all the other games, I'm sure the reaction wouldn't be like it is today. And it's just that it's straight after the match, and everyone's emotional about it. But I think as Liverpool fans, there's a tad bit of arrogance and being selfish that we expect the boys have to win everything and do everything perfect and stuff like that. We have off games. Luckily, most of the time it's been in the Champions League where we can just get the result back and stuff and not drop any points. But for me, I'm still optimistic. I definitely said that I think we're going to win a treble, and I said that the Premier's in City's hands, and if they slip up, then I think we can win the league. Now, if they go and draw to Newcastle tomorrow, then I might be a little bit more like, let's focus on the other cups and see what happens, because them drawing, I can't see them dropping in more than one game. I think it'll be a one-off game. If they go and lose to Newcastle tomorrow, I'm going to be wound up about today's result because it's
massive.
But at the same time, then it's just a shootout to the end, and it's going to be down to who scores the most goals, because I think that both teams will win every game. But we'll see what happens, man. I get it though. Everyone should be a bit upset, and then obviously when we get into the player ratings, then we can go into the details about certain players and stuff like that. But
I've got things to say about
today. Showed me that the thing is not from Klopp's point of view, because
Klopp didn't do nothing wrong today.
Yeah, because from Klopp's point of view, if everyone's saying Salah's the best in the world, then the best in the world has to play. If everyone's saying Trent's the best right back in the world, then he has to play. Yeah. I would have played Gomez. I said this already. Play Trent in Champions League, play Gomez. And I only said that because of Son in the first place. Now, Son actually didn't do anything all game until he scored. They kept him quiet. So
Trent was the one who gave the goal away.
But sometimes, like I said, we resorted back to old ways, and it started to be the spam crosses, and no one can blame Henderson now, because I've seen Trent putting in crosses from both sides.
Endo was good today.
I didn't hardly seen any good crosses. No. And you can replay the tapes back of what I've said on this channel. And I'm not trying to pick on anyone, like it's a one-off game, innit? But I said last week, the week before, Villarreal, Trent does this lazy thing when he just gives up. And I watched the replay back of the goal 3 times.
It's disgusting.
And Fabinho probably could have tried a little bit harder to get to Kane as well. I felt sorry for Van Dijk because he started on one side and tried to cover the whole thing. And I watched Trent in the replay because of where it is. You can see him in the background chilling. So that's what I'm going to say on it, and then we'll get to the player ratings, let everyone else speak. But shout out to Tom Izzy and Andrew Goodman.
Andrew, if he's a 2001 Steven Gerrard haircut, love it. Tom Izzy, how you doing? You guys good?
Yeah,
I feel just speechless.
Go for it, Andrew. Come on, mate.
I'm disappointed. The thing is, like, whatever happens the rest of the season, if we miss out, we've still got finals to go and win trophies. Salah's selfishness again. It pees me off a little bit.
Yeah.
Trent delivery was off point today. Like I put, obviously in your preview, I obviously put Gomez and Tsimikas to start. I thought Tsimikas, when he came on, he looked a lot like his crossing was better than Robertson's today.
Yeah, Robbo was shocking, absolutely shocking.
Gomez, I mean, obviously I know there's been talk about Gomez getting a new contract. I think Gomez, if Trent keeps like having these disappointing performances, I think Gomez can push him to get back in the team next season.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a rant in a minute as well, so get ready for that. Tom, what's your thoughts, my man?
On the second half, I just want to touch on a little bit. I just want to talk about my reaction. I feel, yeah, there were when they scored the goal, Heung-min Son. I was really, I cussed a lot, and then I don't know. It's just a funny feeling for me personally, because when the full time whistle, when the ref blew the full time whistle, I felt, I don't
What's
know, I
going
felt
on,
calm,
guys?
and then
What's going on?
Yeah, Rod. Oh,
big
man.
up,
Right, man.
and I just felt that, I don't know, I just can't explain, but yeah,
I know you.
as Andrew said, speechless, yeah, probably, but I'm still process my thoughts on it.
Yeah, Tom isn't need to hug, man. You look so
Yeah,
sad,
yeah.
bro.
Yeah,
You look so.
it's like I get where everyone's coming. I get where everyone's coming from. Like, if anyone watched my watchdog, I'm extremely emotional, and my emotions go from like the angriest to the lowest in like that sometimes. And in my watchdog, I was, but I'm going to get to Rod's view of the game first. But after that, I've got a little rant on two players, especially. So yeah,
I just thinking in days, we was always going to get a game like this. Do you know what I mean? A stubborn team and everything that they wanted to come to Anfield, didn't want to play, they want to put man behind the ball, and try and nick and goal and everything. That was Tottenham today. We was always going to get a team like this. What I think we could have done differently in the day, we could have moved the ball quicker.
Yep.
We could have moved the ball much more quicker than what we sort of like did, because we then after a while we just come predictable. Do you know what I mean? They knew who we was going to pass to and stuff like that, so we become predictable for that. One mistake, well, two mistakes that he made, and I think that was not bringing on Rigi earlier. Do you know what I mean? And taking off a midfielder and putting on another midfielder. So you literally had two people in midfield, because Jota was never going to stay in midfield. Do you know what I mean? He was going to go up and attack in the first. You had two people in midfield and everything. So that could have been risky in itself, and then because if they got a break in us and everything that, you only got two people in midfield. You know what I mean? So when they're flooding forward, you know what I mean? It would have been hard to stop them anyway. So you should have put on Origi, because that game was built for Origi. It was built for Origi, and I think that Origi's hold up play, his little tricks, and getting in the box, getting that header. Do you know what I mean? It was built for Origi, but there was no point in you having Origi on the bench and everything that and not bringing him on. There was no point, because you got to look at it in the day, right? Is this the first half and everything that Klopp would have seen at the end of the day, sort of like how this game was going to go. He would have seen that. Do you know what I mean? So his trailer thought should have been at the day. Well, look, if it comes to 60 or 65 minutes at the end of the day, right, and we're either still 0-0, or obviously worst case scenario we're 1-0 down and from that, I'm bringing on Origi. I'm bringing on Origi and everything that. I don't see the point. I see the point of bringing Tsimikas on, because of like Andy Robertson look out of his legs. You know what I mean? So I see that point. But what's the fucking point of bringing on a Jota? There was no point. Unless you're taking off one of the front three and everything that, right? There was literally no point in Jota. Do you know what I mean?
You could have 4-2-4, didn't we?
Yeah, but there's no point. There's no point, because all you had to do at the day is say, all right, you know what I'm going to do, right? Is Diaz at the day, he's doing all right and everything that, right? But what I'm going to do, I'm going to put sort of like Marnie back out on the left, then I'm going to put Origi down the middle. Do you know what I mean? I'll put Origi down the middle and everything that, right? Job done. You could have kept your midfielders, mate. Do you know what I mean? And so that was a mistake on Klopp's part. Don't get me wrong, I love Klopp to bits. I love Klopp to bits and everything that. But sometimes at the end of the day, when, he's not above a criticism. Do you know what I mean? He's not above criticism of that. And I feel at the day, I feel at the day, like, when you're playing, we're playing Chelsea next week and everything that, we have to move the ball faster. When we play Real Madrid at the end of the season, we have to move the ball faster. That's all it is to it. Move that ball faster. Do you know what I mean?
Totally agree.
That's really makes me even think about the game anyway. Do you know what I mean?
Totally.
Gutted, but you know what I mean? That's the way it goes, isn't it?
I mean, I'll get to my point. Like, so obviously did my preview to this. I said this would be our hardest game, and I wanted Gomez to play instead of Trent, and I'll get to Trent in a minute. And actually, I'll get to Trent now, right? I'll get to Trent now, right? I'm gonna have to say this because I think as Liverpool fans, we protect our players, and rightly so. They're our players, and we should protect them. But at the same time, we got to start talking about Trent's defensive ability, and he was the reason for the goal today against Spurs. As simple as that. He had Kane, right? He had Kane. He was there in front of Kane. He was pushing Kane wide. He was doing the right. And then he stopped. He literally stopped moving. I've gone back on it, looked at it many times now. He literally stopped moving. Kane was like, "You're not following me." And Kane just kept running. And then it opened up because Virgil then saw Trent stop. Virgil's had to come across, which leaves space in the box for the pass to be picked out. Look, Trent Alex, I love the kid to bits. I really do. He's only 23 years old, and he's an amazing footballer. Don't get me wrong, but we've got to start questioning his laziness at times because he is. The man can move. He's not. The man can move. If he's 40 yards out of play, he can gut up. Has anyone ever seen Trent really run back and really burst the gut, getting back into position? Has anyone ever seen it?
Yeah, I've seen it a few times. I've seen it a few times.
For it. He didn't do it today.
I don't think I've seen it, man. That's the reason I bring it up every week.
I've seen it a few times, but I haven't seen it enough. If you understand what I'm saying, I have seen it a few times, but not enough for a right back. You know what I mean?
Look, and what he does going forward, obviously, is amazing. I've always said it, and I'll always will say it. Trent's attacking will win us more games than Trent's defending will cost us games. I've always said that, and I stick by it now. Yeah. But we got to sometimes. I think sometimes there's situations. Savage spoke about this many times before. Don't matter how good you are as a player, you could be a world-class player, but sometimes you don't fit a certain scenario of a game. And there's nothing wrong with it. It doesn't mean you're a shit player. This game for me called for Gomez in the right back position because of his defensive ability. And he won't come out of position because Gomez is a centre-back naturally. He will naturally defend space. So that's what he does. He won't come out of them spaces unless he really needs to. So that's not a thing on Trent saying he's not good enough to play these games. It's just certain games, don't matter how good you are, you might not be suited to that game. And for me today, with what we saw with Man City, I knew this would happen. For me, I wouldn't be surprised if Man City still drop points tomorrow. I wouldn't be surprised.
They probably would.
They are down in the dumps. And we could. This could have been the game.
Let me ask you, Jamie. Sorry to cut across you, Jamie. Let me ask you a question. Do you think that's more on Klopp today than what is on Trent? Because shouldn't Klopp seen that and say, look, you know what? Then they put Gomez in for sort of like Trent. Do you know what I mean? I know Gomez that can be. I know Trent can be lazy, but don't you think at the day that Klopp should have recognised that and say, look, you know what? Today I'm gonna put my man in today. Or even at the day, even like when second half come, then I think that right, he swaps, Trent for Gomez. Do you know what I mean?
I mean, Robbo come off, and I thought Robbo was defensively. Robbo was defensively better than Trent today.
Yeah.
So, and I'm not saying Robbo was great either at the end of the day, but it was a weird one. It was a strange one with Trent. I mean, I love Trent. Don't get me wrong. I do. I love Trent, but I think we got to come to a point now that we got to start talking about it. And look, Klopp picking. I think Klopp trusts his players. I think that's what he is. He's at. I think Klopp's thinking of it right. Tottenham, the way we're playing at the moment, because look, our defending in the first half was decent up high in the pitch as well. You saw the 3-on-2s when Spurs tried to counter. We was quick into it. But do you know who was leading that? Hendo. Hendo was the man leading that. I
told you about this one.
He was pointing at everybody in that midfield where to pick up, even the strikers. And Diaz was doing his bit as well today as well.
Why did they take him off?
I don't know.
Why did they take him off?
I told you about this. I told you about this, man.
It shows how important Hendo is.
Henderson in so many games. I've mentioned this. I've watched it purposely on different clips and stuff, and he protects Trent so much on that side. And that's not just down to Trent's laziness. That's a tactic as well, because obviously Trent's our playmaker more than anything, so he covers that hole a lot. But the thing today is, like, we're talking about Trent lazy defending, but he was lazy going forward as well, because
He was.
when he got to the last part of that game, there was a part where he had ended up on Shimikas's side, and I watched him cross the ball 5 times, and he hit the first man and came back out, because it's just like there was a part where Salah just like give him a simple ball, and he crossed it first time. It got to the point where it was getting shots and crosses and free kicks, and while someone's going, Trent's just going to kick this to the back post, and it's going to go out for a throw-in or go out for a corner. If you go back and look for it happened, like Royale couldn't believe it. He's like, "Oh, you're just going to keep kicking it over my head? All right, well,
Royale.
This is simple for me." And I think Jamie's so right, man. This is why we can big up our players as much as you like. It doesn't change their talent, but it's why I stay measured as a football fan. And when our players are not playing well, I just say it. Nothing to do with favoritism, because I don't really have it like that. The whole team's my favorite. I love all of them.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You got to remember, like, if for me, the two players who didn't play as well today more than anyone was Salah and Trent, and they both play on the same side of the pitch. That side was null and void, and everything came from there. It got to the point where Trent couldn't cross from there, so he ended up on Robbo's side. And I'm like, okay, I don't know why you're on there. And I don't know if anyone noticed this. The reason why Trent was behind Kane in the first place is because he ended up on Robbo's side, so Robbo tried to cover him on his side. That's why Robbo was nowhere near with Kane at the time. And then Trent started running back, and Jamie's 100% right. And he didn't stop for any reason other than, all right, Virgil, you take him then. That's literally all it was. Yeah. Because you could see Fabinho's face as well. When you watch it back, it looks like Fabinho's walking. But Fabinho's doing that because he can see Trent's got Kane. So he's like, I'm about to go here. And it's like, oh, you're just gonna let him do that. And then that's why when Robbo tried to close down the cross, he couldn't get to him and that because he was running from the other side. But for me, like, I don't know, because it goes back to what I said at the beginning. If he's the best right back in the world, then how all of a sudden do we go to Klopp blaming him for not for playing the best right back in the world? So we've either got to just say he's one of the best right backs in the world, and sometimes he's never going to work, or he's the best right back in the world and Klopp's done the right thing. The thing about Gomez is his crosses are pretty damn good as well.
That's what I'm saying. That's another thing.
He's quicker. And he's quicker.
He's quicker.
Trent's not actually.
No, he's not.
Skin Trent today.
I know what you're on about. There was a part where Kane tried to. The worst. One more thing here. This is what's really wound me up here. When you watch the first half back, where we were clearly the better team. Yeah. Ibu and Virgil didn't really have anything to do, so they just done their normal clearing up. They kept trying to go down Robbo's side for a bit, so he was fine defensively. Going forward, he was kind of average. But in terms of 1v1s, the best defender in the first half was Trent, bro. I said he stopped Son 3 times. He stopped Kane once.
And Kane. Yeah, it's weird. It's mental.
And then all of a sudden, it's like...
And he has a lazy moment.
Yeah, so for me, I don't even know if that's not an ability. Slowing down or being lazy or giving up on something, it's not an ability. It's a mentality thing. Yeah. And I think, Jamie, you're right. I think what they're gonna have to do is because I would do what they do with Matip and Ibu, and on what they do with Kelleher and Alisson's a little bit different as a goalkeeper, where Gomez gets more game time in the cup matches because you get to really see how good he is then. And obviously Trent's going to be on the bench if we need somebody to come on and start whipping the crossing and stuff like that. But having no competition behind you, not even Nico, no one behind you at all. Well, it's like if I have a bad game, don't worry about it because I'll play the next game. Soon as Jota started scoring goals, Mane said, "Nah, I got to start scoring goals." Yeah, I mean, then Diaz comes in. It's like, oh my god. Now Jota's like, oh well, I got Diaz on my side. Meanwhile, on the right hand side of the pitch, there's 2 guys who just don't ever have to worry about not playing ever.
No,
exactly.
Because what you guys said about Klopp's mistake in bringing Keita on and doing the Hendo thing, the biggest problem is it wasn't bringing Jota on. It was not bringing Jota and Origi on. They brought because the game plan changed. If you're going to cross the ball into the box, the best header of the ball in our team is Jota.
It's on the bench,
and the best striker to head of the ball is Origi, and he's the tallest one. Probably should have took Salah off, to be honest, and done that. And went 4 up top.
You're right, and I've got to get a Salah now, and then you guys can have a chat. But Right, so right, performances today is why I don't mind if Mo Salah leaves the club. I'm going to say it now. Performances today is why I don't mind. I'm not saying that judgmentally because I'm coming off a thing. I've seen it sometimes this season as well.
Yeah.
Mo knows Son is 2 goals off him, right? He wanted goals today. He weren't interested in the team at all today.
Nothing.
At all. And that pisses me off. I'm sorry. I don't care how good you are as a footballer. That makes me angry because it should be about team first and your individual honours should come after it, in my opinion. And today, for me, he was too selfish. And there was times I saw that he could have cut. I mean, Trent got in some nice positions attacking-wise today.
Yep.
But
Overlap.
Salah just ignored him. He just totally ignored him and went for... I don't know why Mo does it. He runs into people. He don't take people. He runs into people.
Yeah.
But then when Mo gets in the box, he goes round people. It's so confusing. He does it the wrong way round. It's so mad.
He's lost the ability, that's why.
Yeah, and look, he's still really quick. Mo is really quick. If you put a ball over the top, Mo's going to hit that. He's rapid. But over 5 yards, Mo gets caught easy by slow defenders. I've noticed that recently.
Jamie, honestly, bro, this is not from like, I'm nowhere near at their standard, you know what I mean? I played semi-pro, played in academies and stuff like that. I promise you, this thing what Salah does here, when everyone said that Mane has lost the ability to take on players as much as he could before, everyone was fine with it because Mane is not the golden child anymore. So everyone was fine saying whatever. Well, Salah's on the other side doing the same thing, but he was getting goals from Mane's assists, by the way. Now, Salah's become better at assisting, but let's be honest, he could probably be 10 up on his assists if he stopped being greedy. The Telegraph, what we know, as every Liverpool fan knows it, and if we
in the right post all the time,
bro, if we know it, then the team knows it, and if the team knows it, you think that Conte don't know that
it all the time.
Oh yeah, let Salah cut inside. He's gonna just try and whip it every single time. He's never gonna go down the right side.
He's predictable. He gets predictable though after a while. That's what I'm trying to say.
He's not gonna use his right foot for anything. And yeah, when he does try and take players on, I said this to somebody last week. Like, for some reason, when he tries to take people on, he doesn't do that outside the box. He waits to get into the most confined spaces and then runs into people. I've only seen Luis Suarez being able to run into people and get through them.
It's bad.
It's not going to work.
Well, he eats his way through them.
Yeah, they've had the Premier League, and the Premier League managers have had 5 seasons now of Salah doing it.
Yeah.
Now,
that's what I'm saying.
He stayed at a high standard with his goals in it, but from the first season to the rest of the other seasons, it's dropped off about. And don't get me wrong, like Mo's first season was incredible in it, but he finished on 40-something goals and whatever. And all the other seasons after that, it dropped off by about 20. And I'm telling you, the 20 dropped off because the cut-in top corner thing, he doesn't score them anymore. The first season, he scored about 17 of them goals. So you got to start thinking of something else inventive. He's been great with assists, but like I said, it could be way more. And there was a chance today where I saw Diaz just on the left side in the open space.
Oh, he should have rolled it to him, when he should have rolled it to him. Yeah.
And then the one where it looks like
I threw my headphones on the floor.
You know the one where they made Ben Davies look like Maldini when he blocked it. Yeah. Even me, I was like, oh, that was a great. When you watch it back, he took an extra touch instead of just shooting. And I'm like, yo, listen,
whipped it straight off. Yeah.
Come on, man.
But the thing is about with that shot there, right? Keita should have took the shot. Keita should have took that shot. Remember, Keita let it roll for his foot.
And then you know when
Salah took it and that. Keita should have took the shot because Keita's got a shot in him.
Of course.
Do you know what I mean? But I've always said it with that. Sorry to go. I've always said with Salah, he's predictable sometimes. People know how to play him something. Do you know what I mean? And I'm thinking that they sort of like you either change your game, give a different variety to your game, or what? What are you gonna do? Because today and day, right, people are just playing him on his left foot. They knew he's gonna do cut inside and for that, playing with his left foot and for that. And that's happened a few times and I think that. Do you know what I mean? However, when Mane at the end of the day doesn't have a good game and I think that, right, everybody's on his case.
Yeah.
Everybody's on his case, saying this and saying that, and I think that. I think not is it last season or probably I think it was last season and for that. Mane was catching a Mo shade. He was catching a Mo shade and for that. And people like Salah and I think that nobody want to speak about Salah. Do you know what I mean? But I just think Salah can be predictable. And this game today was screaming out at the end of the day for out and out striker. I'm telling you, an out and out striker that this game was screaming out for him for that. Because Tottenham knew exactly what Liverpool was going to do. Get it wide to Salah. Get it wide to Luis Diaz. Do you know what I mean? It's just one of them ones.
Rod,
And
yeah,
tell you
carry
what,
on, Jamie. Carry
look,
on. Sorry, bro.
I haven't got a problem. Look, and everyone out there as well. We love Mo. We love Trent. We don't obviously want them going anywhere, but we're allowed to criticise performances.
Of course.
They are our players. And that if Salah was going to be that way today, I would have played him through the middle and played someone else on the right.
Yeah, probably.
If Salah was going to play that way today and was just going to be feeling greedy, he's got more chance of doing something if he's playing the number 9 position, playing through the middle. Because Mo is strong and he's good. He's strong, Mo, and he's good with his back to goal. So if he's playing like that, put him in the middle, put Mane on the right, and put Diaz out on the left. Change it up a little bit. But yeah, look, when Mo's in this sort of like Mo's asking him apparently for 400 grand a week in his contract, or anything above that. I can understand at times why the club are like, we don't really want to give you that, because when he's put in performance, look, he's got. It's hard to have a go at Mo because he's got 30 goals this season, like 14 assists. So it's quality. It's quality return. But when I looked at Diaz today, who's just come to the club and put in an exceptional team display, he was for the team today. That man did not stop. What Mo's got. I think sometimes Mo's got to look at other people and go, look, I am as good as anyone on this pitch. But look at the way Diaz, look what Lewis is doing today. Jesus Christ, what an effort he's put in. Because every time Mo got the ball today, he was looking for that whip in at the far post. Every single time. And like Trent made some blinding overlapping runs where he's in lots of space. Because when Mo's got the ball, because Mo's got such a reputation now, 2 to 3 defenders go round him straight away. He's got that reputation. Right. And because that happened every time, Trent makes him run free, absolutely free, where Trent could put a ball across the pitch. He ignored him every time, and that was infuriating me because individual honours is always great in football. If you're a footballer, footballers should go for individual honours. Of course they should, but it should be team first, individual honours second. If Son gets golden boot, so be it. At the end of the day, Salah can say he's won a league title. Do you know what I mean? That should be what it is in your head, not the other way around.
Yeah, you're so right, man, because that's why I had a problem in the week with, and like nothing, like it's not that bad, but when all of a sudden all over the papers we've got Salah talking about the Real Madrid game and all this revenge business and stuff like that.
That's individual stuff.
Yeah. It doesn't sound like you're talking about the team, Salah. It sounds like I want to get my own back. Listen, Ramos ain't there anymore. The rest of the Real Madrid squad didn't hurt you. It's a different team. Just forget about it. Because if he's gonna go into that game feeling like that, he's gonna be trying extra hard. And when he tries extra hard, he plays like how he did today. He just puts his head down. I'm going to weave my way in through this. Now, gladly, we've got a few weeks to get to that. And I'm sure, like, listen, we bounce back all the time and just carry on. We didn't lose the game. But just know that we're going to have... Son wasn't that good today. They're going to have Vinicius down that left wing. And he's just going to do that all game. And he ain't going to defend. That's what we're going to have to do.
Gomez needs to play in Champions League final. I've said it already, but it won't happen.
Yeah.
Trying to play a Champions League final.
And then with Salah on... Listen, Salah can't. I don't know how much he's asking for. They keep saying reported, and I'm never gonna know.
Yeah,
but
we're never gonna know, are we?
I just want to know that how much more than Mane is he going to be getting, because they're the same age, and Mane stepped up this season. He had one off season last season, which was COVID. Everyone had a terrible season. Salah was the best.
Mane's had one bad season his whole football career.
But if Virgil's on like 220 and Mo's asking for 400, I'm like, bro, you're not.
That's double Virg. Is he double player Virg?
He should be getting 50k more than the top paid player. Yeah, exactly. Maybe that like
Mane's on 100
grand a week, ain't he?
Yeah, it's ridiculous, man.
Yeah, mine's 100 grand.
Mane's contract is easy to do. You just give him double his money.
Mate, they're exploiting Mane because he doesn't seem to care about money that much.
He doesn't kick off, but apparently they're going to sort that. The news is that's going to be sorted in the summer, and it's all but done. Mane's just going to get a 200 grand a week contract. That's a simple contract to do, really.
Yeah.
But even that, I think that's not good enough. I think you should get more than that, because you got to think about it. With that 100 grand he gets a week of that, a chunk of that money, and then it goes back into Senegal.
He's getting paid more. He's getting paid less than Ox.
Yeah. Just
Yeah,
put it
you
that
know what I
way,
mean?
get
And,
paid
like,
less than
you
odds.
know,
It's crazy. So is Salah worth 350 grand, 400 grand, and Mane 200 grand? That don't make sense to me at all.
You can probably tell
what
what.
they're putting on.
Yeah, you can probably tell what FSG is stalling. If anyone knows, and you can go into detail and find out. Yeah, but if anyone knows how FSG run their clubs, not just in Liverpool, but with the way they track through science and stuff like that, and obviously they got like predictive science on the age of a player and how they're moving and how they're going, and they'll have like the stats on goals and assists and what's dropping and stuff like that. They're just looking at Salah and they're just like, listen, you're going to continue to play for us for this season anyway. We're in for 4 trophies, more than likely probably 3, and you're going to get us that. It's going to bring more players to the club anyway. And if you're going to ask for more money, then we're just going to look and see who else we can get in to do the same thing, because Salah wasn't the Salah what we've got before we got him. So remember, Mane was tearing up with Southampton, to be fair, but he wasn't the same player. So the way they're looking at stuff, they're like, well, we're going to see where the drop-off point is, because how many years have we got of him playing at the top level? I'm sure he's still going to get all the goals and stuff, but if he's playing bad now and it carries on, then they're just going to look at him like, listen, this is our whatever we want, and that's it, bro. So it's a bit of a hard one, to be fair, but yeah, man, no players above the club, innit? So if you're trying to hold the club to ransom and that, I'm not having that. But it is reactionary with certain things in terms of, I've seen people talking about like Liverpool struggle to break down low blocks and stuff like that. It's actually a bit of a myth. Last season and the season and all the seasons
We always
prior,
beat teams with low blocks usually.
Yeah, we used to struggle really bad. But if you go back and look through this season, the games where we've dropped points and stuff like that, the games that we were winning, to be fair, like the only low block team we struggled to beat this season was Leicester when we lost 1-0. But apart from that, Brighton they didn't play low block. We let them back into the game. Chelsea come back and score 2 against us when we were winning 2-0. There was a Brentford that ended up 3-3. They didn't play low block. The teams that normally play low block, like Burnley, we beat them twice. Everton played ultra low block and we beat them. Newcastle just defended last week and we beat them. So it's a bit of a myth this season. We've actually worked that out a little bit with Thiago and Diaz. And to be fair to Spurs, and I have to be fair to them,
they played well today.
Yeah. Because they didn't come for. They came for not to lose. That's all they hope for. Go into the Arsenal game with a point, and then if we beat Arsenal, we'll be 4. I think there'll be 4 points ahead of them then, depending on what Leeds do tomorrow. So shout out to them, man. And they're rubbish. The rubbish defenders they've got played really well, and Romero played incredible, bro.
I mean, I always say, if you execute your game plan, you've played well. So Tottenham's game plan was their game plan today. They've played well, and for me, they were a better team because, Liverpool were meant to win this game. Liverpool should have won this game. If we played properly, we should have won this game. We moved the ball too slow. I was getting so annoyed in the game when we were doing too many 1-2 passes. I mean, we were passing about 7 times in the same area and just going back to the person who started the passing. Because they were just going 1 or 2 and dig it into the corners and turn Spurs around and make them run at their own goal. We never did that at all today.
Commit your players. Commit them.
I mean, there was a stat we had 90% of possession. I said, I think in the watch long, I was doing a watch long when it said it came out. Liverpool have had 90% of possession. I said, and we're playing crap because all we're doing is 1-2. We're playing in front of Spurs' backline. We've not gone once in behind them, so we're not actually playing well. And Spurs is game plan, and then Spurs they hit the post on the breakaway from us playing poorly in that first half. Neuberg weren't far away from opening the goal scoring. So we didn't play well today. And it's just one of the things. And, look, we're still top of the league right now in goal difference. It's not the end of the world, obviously. It's not the end of the world. We don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. Newcastle could, but what we have done, if City were feeling a bit down, we've pepped them up a little bit. Anyway, that's basic. We have pepped them up, but we have gave them a bit. They're watching De Bruyne and that probably watching that at home now, and they're double denim. I don't know if anyone saw what their matchwear guy.
Oh, it's terrible, man.
Did everyone see Man City's matchwear?
It's terrible, bro.
Tom, is
terrible.
The jeans thing.
The jeans thing. The drape pipe jeans and the rolled up bottoms.
Levi advert, man. Levi advert.
Like it's 2003, and the T-shirt with Man City right in the middle of it. Like you'd get, when you go into a football shop and you get your kid a T-shirt, it's usually one of them plain T-shirts with the club badge right in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was their match day close.
Jamie, is Man City playing at home tomorrow or away?
They're at home.
I think they're at home, you know.
They're at home.
Yeah, they're at home. They're at home.
Yeah, I think so.
Flip's
That's
sake,
what
man.
I'm
I thought it was going to be a away game because Newcastle's atmosphere against us was pretty incredible.
Right, Tom Izzy, you've been quite a while, my man. You have your say now because I just got to text my wife because she's asked me what I want for dinner. So it's gonna
I've been, I've agreed what you guys said, especially Salah. At times, I think he should look back, and I think Duffy made a comment back.
Yeah.
I think few back about Son and Kane. It's just that you need to trust your teammates. You need to pass more on your teammates rather than going for glory.
Yeah.
Because I think if he pass more to his teammates, it just goes naturally that his goal scoring touch and whatever that he wants, it goes naturally. It's just how it works that way. That's how I see.
Yeah.
That he just look back and reflect.
Yeah, I agree with you.
On his performance.
Yeah, because I think like he I mean, to be fair to Sal, listen, I might be a little bit harsh on him actually. I'm sure that a lot of the time when he puts his head down and tries to run through, he's thinking of himself, but he's thinking of the team. But he's the one to like get us out of trouble. You know what I mean? Like he's like, oh, I'm gonna take the reins and do this. The problem with Salah is I think he lacks a bit of awareness, and Mane had it as well.
Right.
When your game's changing, sometimes it's either you change physically, you slow down, the league around you figures everything out, people get better, other defenders get better, and then you have to adapt to it. Now, I don't think with Salah, of course, he's lost a little bit of a yard of pace. All of them have, but that just happens, and he's still faster than most people. But what he's not aware of is the fact that every team knows exactly what he's going to do. There's a reason why Diaz will look this amazing in a few weeks compared to Salah, and he's still getting assists to be fair to Salah, but it's because Diaz is so unpredictable. Like I don't think we're going to see a point in Diaz's career where he that we know what he's going to do, because I don't know. Sometimes I'm like he's cutting in to shoot and then he just lays someone off, then he'll cut in and go back to the byline and cross it in. Whereas Salah, and Jamie made the best point, and thinking of it now, Trent's crosses were terrible in the game, but if he had got to the byline and crossed them, probably a few tap-ins, and the reason why he didn't get to the byline is because every time he made the overlapping run, Salah didn't even look up. And then for the other players, which would have been Diaz and Mane, and then it was Diaz, Mane, and Jota, when Salah picks up that ball, as a player, what are you supposed to do? Surely, mentally, it's going to creep into your head that there's not really much point in me trying to get in a good position now, is there? Because I know what he's going to do. Like, they must know what he's going to do to train with him every day. So
it's bang on, by the way. The draws have killed us this season.
Yeah, mate. The season when we lost by 1 point to Man City last time,
draws.
I remember it vividly, and you're not going to believe this. It was the exact. I know that West Ham and Leicester beat us this season, but that season it was those two again with draws. I remember it because Antonio scored they took a quick free kick, West Ham, and it was terrible defending, and they scored, and then we lost. Then we drew to Leicester as well on a snowy night. It was 1-1, and I remember it vividly. Like we got to the end of the season. This isn't the game.
Yeah. You're right.
To be honest, like everyone's gonna, because this is the closest to the end of the season now. If we don't win the league, everyone's gonna be like the Tottenham game. No.
It's games before. It's Brighton, West Ham.
Tottenham's the decent team. Tottenham's the team who beat Man City twice. Who actually they've helped us out already. They've already took 6 points off Man City. This isn't the game. The game. It's not even the game we lost to. The game we lost to West Ham. They were better than us. But the Leicester game.
Oh yeah.
They had like, I think 18%, 22% possession all game. We were the better team. Couldn't break them down. Lookman scored. The Brentford game.
Cool, yeah, Brentford.
I don't even. That was the first game in the McDonald's kit, innit? It was terrible. And then Chelsea game, we started and we looked like we was going to beat them 4-0. It was 2-0, and then all of a sudden, fair enough, Kovacic's goal was great, but there was all of that. And then you just go through the season. Brighton, they got that Donny who scored that the goal what looked like it was going to be a cross and it went top corner, and we should have won that game as well.
We 3-0 up against Brighton.
I think the Brighton one was 2-2. So
2-0
up against Brighton.
They could have actually won 3-2 right at the end, couldn't they? Yeah,
Good.
we proper fruit. Yeah,
But
it's them guys.
the Brentford game will be the one that I look at the end of the season.
Yeah.
Like, Jesus, man.
But as you say, the Spurs result. I've got an echo. Can anyone else hear an echo?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Fuck it, let's go. The Spurs. The Spurs result. Look, 1-0 against Spurs ain't actually a terrible result.
No, it's not. We drew with them already 2-2 as well.
Spurs are a very decent team, and they've got Conte as their manager, a tactician. Liverpool have a problem playing against Italian teams at times anyway, let alone Italian coaches. And today, Conte sort of played our Inter Milan played against Liverpool in the second leg at Anfield. Very similar. Very, very similar, that performance today. Yes, I'm angry and upset, obviously. Very angry in my watch along. I wouldn't let people go back and watch that. Yeah, but I'm a very emotional guy. So everyone who goes back and watches the watch along, just think I'm a very emotional guy. I'll get very high, very low, very quickly. And then now what? We've all spoke about it and we've gone, 45 minutes now and I've calmed down, And at the end of the day, City had the title in their hands. It weren't us throwing away the league. We were always 1 point behind. So if we won today and City win tomorrow, we were still being behind in the league anyway. The thing that's so upsetting is that I think us as Liverpool fans saw today as potentially the weekend we might win the league because what happened to City in the Champions League.
Yeah.
And that I think psychologically for us Liverpool fans, that's why we feel a bit down in the dumps today.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, City are probably going to still beat Newcastle if they're feeling down in the dumps because they are the home team. I think if they were away and Newcastle at home, I would have just...
Yeah, that's what I thought, man. I thought it was going to be away, man.
But then being at home now, and especially seeing us get to the point, look, we're still in the Champions League final. We've got an FA Cup final against a Chelsea team that are dog shit at this moment in time.
Yeah.
Was it 2-0 up today? 2-0 up today against Wolves?
Yeah. Two Lukaku goals. Two Lukaku
goals. Wait, oh, man, yeah. His second one was a good goal, to be fair. Lukaku's second goal was a good goal. But yeah, Conor Cody getting the equaliser in the 97th minute against Chelsea. Obviously, they've been taken over now. And so things will look different for them. But that FA Cup final is it Saturday? Next Saturday, isn't it? Yeah. That is, that's massive. We win
that's massive.
We've won a domestic double. And then we've got 28th of May, we've got the Champions League final against Real Madrid. They're a team that are not going to play like Tottenham Hotspur. Yeah. It's not in their DNA. They're going to play football. They're going to play football. And they can't defend Tottenham either because Nacho and that are not very good defenders.
Yeah.
So, and then Mendy, the worst left back I've ever seen at an elite football club in my life. They can't play that caliber. So, the Real Madrid game is a chance for us. We could win an amazing treble yet this season. With a lot of trophies and a lot of success, and we go on to next season. But today,
I prefer the treble anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I prefer that because I think at the end of the day, sort of like the bloody getting all these bloody notifications. Yeah, I think that the quadruple was a bit too hard to go for because of recent results in the league with your Brighton, West Ham, and so Leicester and so forth. I think that was a bit of a tall order. We was always relying on Man City. We was always relying on Man City to sort of like lose a game here, draw a game there, and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? And it was never really going to happen the way that we wanted to happen. Do you know what I mean? So I say at the end of the day, so like, let's concentrate on the treble. Concentrate on the treble. Because at the end of the day, we do the treble and for that, it's still a fantastic season.
It's better season than City's if we win all three and City just win. It's still a better season for me.
Because you got to think about it. We've been in every we played every game this season that's handed out to us. And it's the first time a British team has ever done that. Do you know what I mean? We played every game in it for that. So we made massive strides. Still a massive achievement of what we come out with this season and stuff. Do you know what I mean? So the only thing about me that sort of like I feel a bit kind of like pissed off about is that I know we could have played better today.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? We could have played better.
Can, though, man.
Yeah,
we always
got ourselves to blame.
Yeah. I think a lot of the times, sometimes as Liverpool fans, we have to step back as well, because And trust me, in the moment and emotions and that, everyone should be. That's what football's all about. So say what you want and all this stuff. But let's be honest, man. You give the boys a blind, man. We got Man City down from 14 points to 1.
Yeah.
And then we draw a game, and all of a sudden our team's like, we went from like 2 days ago from mentality monsters, and then all of a sudden, because we drew a game against a good Tottenham squad, by the way, that there's an issue. And then you got I've seen chats all over today with like, it's all over, blah blah blah. Listen, football's not over till it's over. The thing was a dream in the first place. We're supposed to aim high. At the beginning of the season, people don't really dream of the quad. They go, we'll try and get one trophy. The only reason why the quad could be mentioned is because we're in all the cups. One of them's already down. Exactly. Listen, I'm not like a selfish Liverpool fan, but football doesn't work like that. You got to take what you can. Of course, it would be disappointed with the League Cup. Main reason is probably because one, the League Cup's probably the lowest of them, but the fact that the League Cup was won already, like, because let's be honest, if Man City win the league, the last footballing game of the season is the Champions League, isn't it? We win that, nobody's going to care about the league. Nobody. Exactly. If it was the other way around, it's just like whatever trophy you win last will feel special. You just wouldn't want to win the league and then lose in the Champions League after you start. Can't believe we lost that. Yeah. But let's be honest, man. We win the Champions League or the FA Cup or all three. Parade either way, bro. You know what I mean? Like,
it's still a massive season. It's still a massive and great season. I think.
And then we ran Man City closer than possible. You know what I mean? Like the Man City fan base kind of smart. They kind of like put the pressure back on us when we didn't have any pressure. Why did we have pressure when they were already 14 points ahead of us? But we've got it down. And to be fair, pundits started mentioning the quad before everyone. Then everyone goes, you Liverpool fans, you just keep mentioning the quad. Yeah, of course. Why wouldn't we? We're in the trophies.
Of course you would.
You know what I mean? And then if we got knocked out of the FA Cup, then I would have mentioned the treble. And if I got knocked out of the Champions League, I would have mentioned the double. That's what happened. You just mentioned it until there's no more. At the beginning of the season, all of these trophies, only one team can win them. It's not like you get 5 chances. So you have to enjoy the journey. Otherwise, you get to the end, and then you're like, I should have celebrated it throughout the season because now I only get to celebrate the last game. But it's memories on it. So I think our fan base has to be careful not to turn into like certain other fan bases because some of the stuff I saw today is like talking about getting rid of certain players and this is why you can't trust Klopp in this situation. What are you talking about? Klopp's the
reason we're here.
Yeah. And let's be honest. It's always going to be in hindsight, and we've all given what we think of the game, and that's fine. But if Naby had been the one who scored and we won 2-1, all of a sudden it's a masterstroke. So we got to take it with a pinch of salt.
Everybody makes mistakes.
Every one of our players today should have played better. I'd say bar maybe. I don't think Van Dijk done anything wrong in the game. To be fair,
no.
But like, and Diaz played really good as well. But like, these things happen, man. I felt a bit bad for Hendo coming off today, but I'm actually thinking that Hendo will start the FA Cup final in it. So and I think Robbo's going to start the FA Cup final as well. So that's, you know what I mean. But we go again, man. We go again.
Go, brother.
It's a missed opportunity, but it's kind of like I kind of thought that I've been saying it for the last however long that I think Man City will lose a game and win the rest, and Liverpool. Yeah, come on, man. And I said that I think Liverpool will draw a game and win the rest. And if that happens, then we win the league, bro. And if it doesn't happen, then you've got to celebrate the boys anyway for bringing it all back.
Yeah,
we actually can't. You do know that if we go and lose all the rest of the games of the season, fair enough. But if Man City win the league, I'm not having it from any fan saying we bottled it. What did we bottle? I was never ahead. We've just tried to. I'm never ahead. You know what I mean? If you're losing a final, you didn't bottle the final. It was a one-on-one game. It was a one-off game. Bottling it is being way ahead and letting it go is what Man City would have done if they lose the league now. You would have been 14 points ahead, like Liverpool were before when we were 11 points ahead and then Man City won the league. That's bottling it. But otherwise from that, like, I trust the boys, man. And we're all going to sleep on it. Jamie's going to have his Sunday dinner. Everyone's going to relax and that. Going to get tomorrow.
I've got some breaking news on the dinner, actually. I've got some breaking news on my dinner. So I'm getting tired. So it's all
breaking news.
Breaking news on my dinner right here on my channel. Yeah, I'm getting. It looks like I'm getting a burger from the kebab shop. There you go. You can't go wrong. I'm good.
I can have some of that, pal. But you know what is though, Savage. Yeah, I think Savage. I think that what is it with you? You're great at putting things in perspective.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I think that's what we got to do. And I think that with, you know, the result, do you know what I mean? You got to put things in perspective. And if that, no matter what we do at the day, right? For the time at the day, we clawed our way back from 14 points to 1 point behind and everything that, right? Man City, and actually pushing them.
Yeah.
Anything we do and everything that is a massive achievement.
Yeah.
It's a massive achievement of that. We've won the League Cup, we're in the finals of the FA Cup, we're in the finals of the Champions League and everything like that. Everything is a massive achievement and everything like that. Yes, at the day we could be gutted at the day, sort of like that.
Yeah,
We
of
didn't
course.
win the game and everything. But that's life. That's what supporters are supposed to do. They're supposed to be gutted and everything like that. You know what I mean? Could Klopp done things different? Maybe so. He could have done things different than that. But you know what is a Klopp? He gets it right more than he gets it wrong.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
He does.
He more than gets it wrong enough for that. So, you know, with that situation of that, you can think yourself, well, look, you know what I mean? I saw it go sometimes, you know what I mean? Some you win some, you lose some, or whatever. Do you know what I mean? But putting it in perspective of that, right? We're still in the driving seat and everything that. We didn't bottle nothing. As you said, we didn't bottle nothing because we wasn't ahead. It's not as if we was 10 points ahead in everything, and they've come back and overtaken us.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? We was behind, and we clawed it back and everything that. Do you know what I mean? And plus done well in other competitions. So really, anything we do from now on is a bonus and a massive team and everything. Come the end of the season, if we win, if we just win the FA Cup and the League Cup, I'm gonna be celebrating the same way.
Yeah, of course I'm gonna celebrate. Man.
Yeah, if we win three trophies, I'm gonna celebrate the same way.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah, I think fans we've become a bit entitled as Liverpool fans, and forgetting where we've come from. And I go into every season wanting to win every trophy, and then I believe that we can win every trophy, and then I expect maybe one trophy, and everything else is a plus to me. And obviously, the closer you get to them trophies, you expect it a little bit more, because you know the class now. Looking at like the running we've had and the run we've had of winning games. Oh, take away the Inter Milan game because that was whatever, but only drawing to City and Tottenham within the last however many games and stuff like that. That kind of trajectory tells you that the chances of us not winning every game again is kind of like we'll win them. I believe that we'll win the rest of the games. You know what I mean? And the league has always been up to City since Christmas. Christmas, it's been down to City whether they throw whatever they do away, and all we could do is focus on what we were doing. That's why you kind of like we dream, but I kind of when I hear like our players say stuff like they're taking the next game as it comes, everyone's like, he's obviously lying, he's obviously thinking of the quad. No, of course he's dreaming of the quad, but they have to take it game by game. You have to do that because otherwise you get complacent. You know what I mean?
Part of you listen to Mo in his interview.
Mo, and that's the thing, Jamie. That's the thing. It shows in his football. He isn't taking it game by game.
No, he wants all of it, doesn't he?
It's the season where he's talking about his contract so much, and he's thinking, I'm on the brink of winning 4 trophies. One, it strengthens his chance of getting a bigger contract, or if not, go into a different club. They go, well, this geezer just won 4 trophies. We got to give him the big money. His stock's gone up and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Because Salah said it wasn't about the money. He just wants the club to show him that is important, and he wants reassurance. I don't know how else we can show he's important other than money, because the fans love him. There's murals all over Liverpool love him. He's got his own song, louder than anyone's, and Klopp plays him all the time. So there can only be money, Salah. I'm sorry, brother. You know what I mean? And there's nothing wrong with it, Sal. Just say, like, I want money for my family.
We all like more money. There's not a human around who don't like more money.
Exactly. But you just got to take it into perspective. And you have to remember, yes, Salah, most of that work is your work. You know what I mean? To bring yourself for people to call you the best in the world, it's all your hard work and that. But just remember, without Klopp, it wouldn't have happened. And I honestly believe, and it's not me slagging him off, and other fans, when other fans go, well, if he didn't have Klopp, he wouldn't be the best. Well, that's whatever, innit? Because he does have Klopp. Like, but if he goes to another football team, it will not be the same Salah. I promise. I promise. He'll fall off. He'll drop off. So it is what it is, man.
So, look, as everyone I've said already, I'm a very emotional guy. So my watchdog, I am saying all the words.
Yeah, it's fine
and shit like because I'm a very emotional person. But when it comes at the end of it, like right now, I'm calm and chilled. And I can see the daylight at the end of the tunnel, sort of thing. But in the moment, I'm really emotional. That's that's my personality. I'm just a bit daft like that. and some people are more calm. But yeah, I'm definitely that emotional. Like, it's
You
all
should.
over
You
the
should.
top,
I think
know
you
what
should
I
be,
mean?
man. In some way.
Like
Yeah.
if I can't see my kid for 5 seconds, they've just gone out my eye line. I'm like, that's it, they're gone forever. I'm sort of like, that's
Now,
all
Jay,
bad,
I think you're right, man. I think emotion's fine in football, and it's some people are quiet emotionally, some people are loud emotionally. If you're not emotionally touched by football, then you're like a basketball fan, innit? It's just like,
Oh,
we
yeah.
can go to this game. I could never just go to a random I wouldn't just go to a random football match, and this is like something
yeah.
massive. You know what I mean? It's like, it doesn't really work like that. So there's nothing wrong with
Liverpool
that
is
at all.
everything.
When I
Yeah,
say the
it's-
reactionary fans, I'm not even talking about you watching the game and getting. Of course, that's what happens, but honestly, the stuff after the game from people, I'm like, we didn't even lose. Like, it shows how far Liverpool have come that we draw a
we
game
lose.
and people
Yeah.
speak like I've slept with their missus, man. Like, I'm like, bro, calm down, brother. Like, calm down, because we don't know. Football comes in swings and roundabouts. I'm sure everyone was like, loads of people said the league was over in December, and so for people to say to me, you need to get over it, it's done, because Man City's not going to drop any points. Well, I know who they dropped points to already this season. They lost 2 games to Tottenham. They lost 1 game to Crystal Palace. They drew with Southampton twice. So when anyone goes, you can see him losing against Villa. Well, Southampton and Villa are about the same level, so why can't I see him losing points there? West Ham are not in the Europa League anymore, which means that for them to get into the Europa League, they have to go and win games. So that's another thing for them. And then Villa's Villa. We'll see what happens. Villa can either turn up, be trash, turn up, be good, and still get beaten, or get lucky. We'll see. We got to play Villa as well. But I'm not giving up
Midweek.
until
Midweek.
it's 100% over. That's it for me. And it just
Nah,
means
never give up the fight.
No, you just mean your level of enthusiasm for this trophy goes down a little bit. But my level of enthusiasm for this trophy over the rest was lower than them anyway. Because
Exactly.
take away the emotion from it, I know how good Man City are. So the emotion was always like, okay, for the league, it's probably like 70%, 60%. For the other two, the FA Cup and the Champions League, I've been on 100 the whole time. Because I'm looking at Chelsea, and don't get me wrong, they're going to play better against us than they have been playing. But I'm looking at Chelsea, and I'm like, we play our game, and Chelsea will never low block like these lot did. We play our game, we beat Chelsea. We play our game, we beat Real Madrid. It's not underestimating them. We're just better footballers than them. We're just a better footballing team. They have dangerous parts in their pitch. But the thing with Real Madrid is they're never going to score a goal and then sit back. So you can always get in against them. And Chelsea's not going to score a goal and sit back either, unless it's like the 80th minute. So we'll go again, man. But I trust it, man. You know what I mean? I love our fan base, man. But some people, I'm like, I don't know if you're a real football fan. I don't know if you're actually.
Oh no, yeah, they go a bit over the top.
Yeah, they go too much into it, then they get too much into it, man.
But,
Yeah,
we're going kind of at the end of this now, and I'm not going to do player ratings today because I'm shattered. And my burger will be here in a minute, and and I'm starving.
One thing.
I'll let you finish off, my friend. Go on in. Thomas, you go for it, my man.
Okay. I haven't talked about this, but I've been to a Champions League final.
Have you?
It was in Cardiff. I think it was the Real Madrid one.
That was Real Madrid.
They won against Juventus, right? Yeah, I remember that. And Savage talk about emotions, because I'm going there. I went there as a neutral.
Yeah.
And I don't think if Liverpool play since Liverpool played this season in the final, I don't think I can watch. I don't think I can go to the stadium because I'm so emotional. And I'm more of a. I like to analyze the game, in the game.
Yeah.
So if I'm in the crowd in the stadium, it's just that the emotion. Is so. Will take over me, and I don't think I couldn't think straight. And relating to what I just said about being in Cardiff that year, the one thing that I would say is, as a neutral, it feels as if enjoyable in the sense that you appreciate it with the quality and the pattern of play. So all I want to say is that it feels great that Liverpool win. Because I'm they're the number one club. But as a neutral fan, there's something that there's a positive from it.
Yeah.
Taking being just appreciate football.
Yeah, I like it, man.
yeah.
It's less pressure on it. I see Jamie likes it as well. I've seen him in his Real Madrid and Man City watch along. He enjoyed it because there was no Liverpool pressure, and he secretly wanted Real Madrid to beat them anyway. I could see it in his face, man. That's how I was in my house.
Yeah. I got messages after that. I got messages of people after that, a bit upset with me as well.
Nah, man. Have you ever been to? Has everyone anyone? Well, what's the worst game if you've been to any of these games? What's the worst game you've been to where you've lost the game? Have you ever been to one of them where it's like, because that's not fun. That's
I went to Anfield when we lost to Wigan 2-1.
Oh man, what about you, Tom?
I've never been to a Liverpool game because there was one time where I think it was the Liverpool won the Suarez 4 goals against Norwich. It was supposedly that day because I was based in London, but it didn't happen. So I got the tickets already, but then I saw last minute.
Yeah, we have to get you to a game, man. You know the worst one. I'll tell you which one I went to. What destroyed me? Like it's never gonna give it because the Leicester game in the League Cup this season, I took my son in it. It was his first not his first Liverpool match he's watched, but the first match at Anfield. And it was for his Christmas present. And I was like, you can't be losing 2-0 to Leicester, bro, like on this day. The weather was terrible. By the time we got into the stadium, we were soaking and it was freezing. And to see like Minamino score that volley in the last minute and then take it to penalties. And I was at that side where the penalties were as well. The Leicester fans were in my ear. That was great. And I've been to like big games where we've won. The worst game I've been to is Selhurst Park, 2014, man, where we lost the league. I know everyone says it was Gerrard slip. It wasn't. You don't understand, bro. I left
the league if we won that game. Yeah.
Yeah, and you know that like one we were 3-0 up, and two, if anyone's been Selhurst Park is loud, bro. These fans, they sing all game, whether they're winning or losing.
They're one of the best.
They're flipping cheerleaders out and stuff like this. And then Dwight Gale, mate, and then it was Suarez was crying on the pitch and stuff like that. And it's when you leave the stadium, whichever direction you got to go in, there's a walk in it. Like if you're at Anfield, you with all the Liverpool fans. So if you lose, it's like, I'll just blend in here, and you have some loud fans. Yeah, but with Selhurst Park, they've just got there's just a long road towards the train station, and bro, I got a bright red Liverpool top on, and these guys are just singing in my ear. The league's over, and I'm like, oh my god, bro, never gonna get over that, man.
There's no worse feeling than that, definitely. But we have got a game midweek against Villa, so we'll be back to that as well with a watch along in the post match on midweek as well.
What day is that on?
Wednesday.
Jesus, I didn't even know. I didn't even know.
Yeah. Look, at the end of the day, Stevie is going to tell Villa to completely lay down and not worry about it. So it's going to be fine.
Right, Jamie, listen, I hope he doesn't, because he might wind his players up, man. They might be like, hold on a minute. Your allegiances should be with Villa, not Liverpool. He's already mentioned us in the overlap, so...
Oh, yeah, they know they're elite. Their Villa players know, don't they? They just know if that Liverpool job comes up, he's in. Sabiri coming in as we're about to finish, Sabiri. No, Sabiri, we can't hear you. You're on mute. See if we can hear you. No.
Sabiri's mic's always messing up.
Sabiri in his mic. Do sign language, Sabiri. Sign language.
It turned into a sports analyst and that, and all the equipment's not working anymore.
There you go. Sign language.
I'm gonna be quiet, man. Let Zabiri hear his monologue because Jamie was about to leave, so analyst and that, and all the equipment's not working.
Nah. You know what it is.
I'm gonna be quiet, man. Let Zabiri hear his monologue because Jamie was about to leave, so there's an echo.
Sabiri, we've got a massive echo on you, mate. Hang on. Yeah, Sabiri.
He needs to mute YouTube and then keep the StreamYards on.
Sabiri, mute YouTube if you've got YouTube on, because we can hear the background.
No, I'm not hearing you guys.
No, we can hear you now. We can
hear him now.
Yeah, go for it. Sabiri.
I bet you he plugged his microphone into where the headphones go.
Yeah. And then you get the
so he's trying to hear us through YouTube.
Yeah.
And he's trying to speak for us at the same time. He can't, man.
Yeah, you can't do that. Right, I'm going to get out of here. We'll get Sabiri in next time. Been a pleasure, guys. As always, we'll be back midweek. I look forward to seeing you all.
Let's
in
keep
as
the
well,
faith,
guys.
boys, man. Let's keep the faith,
Yeah,
man. Now,
keep the
now,
faith.
yeah, man. Just don't for the rest of the night. Don't watch anything to do with Liverpool. Go and enjoy something. Have fun. Have some sleep. Tomorrow you'll see the papers and the news and that. Yeah, Liverpool bottom of the
I'll
title.
tell you what
Blah
everyone
blah.
should go and do.
It is
Tell you
what
everyone
it
should go
is.
and do. Everyone should go and watch Savage Reactions Backlash Preview. Go and chill out and watch that.
Hey,
Subscribe
come on,
to
bro.
his channel while you're there. Subscribe to his channel while they're there. Sabiri, are you there now?
I think I am. Am I here?
Right, so, Sabiri,
Yeah.
we're about to finish, but you can quickly have your monologue before we go.
Oh no, I'm on the spot. I should have just stayed out.
Just go for it. Unleash before we leave.
I didn't get to drink enough dragons because I go dragon for this game, so I was like 2 dragons in. Like 5 million things happening. I can't even get into the game, but I think it was all right, man. I think it was a good game. I think Tottenham's setup was good. I think this is the best of Conte. Got to give Conte credit. This is Conte at his best.
Totally.
No better time to be at his best than facing Liverpool. That's kind of the story of everybody else. They play their way, crap. Play Liverpool, 10 out of 10. That's what they do. Every team. We're like the bar and city because they got money. So I think it was all right. I don't know if we're gonna be all right, but I think it was all right. I think it's one of those things. I think Jurgen Klopp's substitution says he tried everything to throw all the kitchen sink, the spatula, everything at the game, couldn't get it done. I'm not sure what kind of ratings the guys get. I still think Trent is forcing it.
Oh yeah, we spoke about that.
Yeah, attackingly we needed him, but I think defensively we needed Gomez, and I think Klopp needs to start putting some respect on that defensive edge that Gomez brings. I think that's underrated. But other than that, man, I think it was a good game. I think it's just one of those Liverpool performances where on another night we'll probably would have smashed them 3-1 or something. Tonight it's just football. It's round. You know what I mean? If it's on a balanced surface, it's not going to move. The wind blowing, it can blow in our direction, it can blow in the other team's direction. So I think that's just what it is. Big up Savage. I can't say your name.
Tom Izzy. Tom Izzy.
Hey, where you from, real quick, before I jump out? Where you from, Tarmizi?
I'm from Brunei.
From where?
Asia.
Brunei.
Brunei.
Yeah.
How you said? You said someone else just now.
No, I'm from Brunei.
Oh, Brunei. Okay, Brunei. I'm gonna have to Google that one, sir. Not sure what that is, but big up yourself, man. I see you every week. Hey, Jamie, big up, man. Not gonna keep
Big
you
up
guys
to you.
too long. About to get into some roti and some more dragon. Hey, you guys enjoy the weekend, man. City's
And
gonna
you,
lose.
Sabiri.
We'll be fine on goal difference. Don't worry about it. We got
That's what I said.
We got this. They're gonna lose. I'm telling you. I'm talking to a City fan on WhatsApp. They're gonna lose, and we're gonna talk about it. They got too much minutes in their leg midweek, and that's riding them. They're hurt. They don't care about the league, so they're hurt right now. So we're good. We're gonna win it on goal difference. What a way to win the quad, right? Goal difference.
Can you imagine we beat him on goal difference? That'd be disgusting.
It'd be disgusted.
The goal difference is 1 at the moment.
Yeah, so we need we need to start.
Imagine we lost it by 1 point and they lost it by 1 goal difference.
And if it finishes the same, then it goes on goals scored.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It goes and if goals scored are exactly the same, it then goes to a playoff.
Yeah, well, because it goes to head first, and head to head we drew with them. Then it goes to a playoff.
Yeah, that's madness. That could still have another game yet. But guys, we've got to get out of here. We've got to get out of here.
Man, thanks for giving me the little monologue.
No worries, my friend. We'll be back midweek. Tom Izzy, we'll be back on Wednesday for the Villa game, so make sure you get back in then, yeah.
Jamie, you're not doing thingy, and you're not doing watch along to Man City tomorrow, are you?
I was going to do it, but I can't be asked now.
Don't put yourself through that.
I'm going to chill.
Don't do that, Jamie.
I'm going to chill.
Enjoy the
chill with the family tomorrow. It'll be my first day off on you doing a video. I've done a video every day now for about 3 months, so I'll have a day off tomorrow.
Bro, that's it, man. The grind don't stop, man.
Yeah, the grind don't stop. You deserve it too, Jamie. Keep up the good work. When is the gummy bear thing happening again?
What's that?
The gummy bear thing.
The gummy bear. I've got to find. It's here. I've still got it. I'm just plucking up the courage at the moment. This is one hot motherfucker. So
before you leave, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much are you regretting putting this in the atmosphere?
About 1 million. What I'm going to do,
yeah.
I'm going to chop it out with a pair of scissors, really tight, like really thinly, like that, and just throw it all in. Because I haven't
I'm
got
here
the best
for you,
teeth
my
in the
man.
world, so I
I'm
don't want to
here
get
for
left
you.
in my gums like 3 days later or something like that. So
Get
chop
some
it out
milk.
really thinly and just start swallow the fucker.
Get some milk, man. You're gonna need a lot of milk.
Oh, I'm getting milk, cream, ice cream, and I'm gonna have a whole cow in my room. Don't worry.
You can cut the water off, but you'll be
Get it
crying
ready.
all week. You should have plenty of water from your
Yeah, fill
kids.
you up with water first. Fill the stomach up.
Yeah,
Right, guys,
but
I'm gonna get out of here.
guys, take care, man. Thanks for
My
having me.
dinner is
See you later,
ready.
bros.
I'll see you later, guys. I'll see you
See you later.
midweek.
Yeah.
Peace
Peace.
out, guys.
Yes.